The assassination of Jon Snow was, you know, obviously the climax of season 5. And this season we wanted to start right where we left off. I think it's the first time we've done that.
So many people have ended up dead when the credits rolled that we've thought that if you let it breathe for long enough and you let him just sit there for long enough, it might stir the bit of doubt in people as to whether or not someone they loved failed to triumph over the ultimate adversity.
All the chatter about, is Jon Snow really dead? And certainly I was asked that repeatedly by all my friends with the same answer, I could tell you, but they'll kill me.
Jon Snow is dead.
It was exciting for me because I didn't know that I'd be coming back at a certain point, I was told, but I didn't know how.
He even had to hold a speech, like I'm leaving the show speech last year.
He got up and gave us a big hug. I was like, nah, you're a better actor than that.
I'm just glad to have my friend back.
Jon's rebirth was a really big moment. There's a lot of anticipation for it, not just from the previous season, but even when the season starts, because it's not resolved in episode 1. It's resolved in episode 2, which I think was very clever.
I really enjoyed working with Jeremy last year, and the sad thing about this year was for both of his episodes, I was a corpse.
One of the things that I wanted to do was do something a little bit similar to what we did with Arya and the corpse washing montage that we did last season. You know, cleaning him is a kind of a slow process, ritual over a body. I knew that it was something that Dan and David really liked. So that was a bit of a model for me to kind of do something similar to that, but different.
I remember I fell asleep during one of the scenes and woke up with Ben Crompton's face over me, and I was like, oh, how did that? And then they went, can you shut your eyes again?
En Persis, en Kir Persis, en Morchot Gleison.
When Jon needs to be brought back to life, she doesn't think she can do it. She's completely defeated. And she was in a lot of doubt, I think, and it's the first time we've ever seen her doubtful.
The great victory I saw in the flames, all of it was a lie.
We see a more human side of Melisandre this year because she's kind of been proven wrong and her confidence is shattered.
She knows that Jon is important. She felt that before. And now in The Lord of Light, by bringing Jon back, proved it.
We talked about how sometimes go on long international flights and you get really bad jet lag and you wake up and you know where you are, sort of, but you don't know where you are. And I said, so let's start there.
The only reference point I have to someone being brought back from the dead is Beric Dondarrion, and he says to Arya,
every time I come back, I'm a bit less. Pieces of you get chipped away.
This kind of resurrection is not a joyous thing. I think that's absolutely the case with Jon.
It's time.
Jon's last act as Lord Commander is to execute the men who murdered him.
The main thing that we focused on was how he would deal with the execution of Ollie. And I had remembered watching the pilot where Ned Stark executes this Brothers from the Night's Watch, and he made sure that all his sons watched this.
Don't look away. Father will know if you do.
He made a point of saying that if you're going to take a man's life, you can't avert your eyes. And so my notion was that when Jon cut the rope, he had to watch Ollie die.
It's killing a child, and that's what really destroys him. But I think for that moment, he walks up to the rope, and it's that little bit of darkness that overtakes him, that fury. And I think that's in the moment he thinks he can't do it, and then this memory of being stabbed in the heart overtakes him.
Don't mess with Jon Snow.
When they rigged it up, the first time you have to do a test run. Once your hands are tied behind your back, there's nothing you can do. You're trusting the team, and this is the best team I've ever worked with, so let's go. But there is a moment of, no, wait, whoa.
I've got a really tight harness under here and a hook. Not much tension on the noose. It's on a bungee cord. It's super safe. It's not as risky as I thought it was going to be. I had an amazing 3 years. I auditioned for a one-scene part, and to get 3 series off the back of that, I just can't believe how lucky I've been to even experience this.
I think for Sir Alistair that he made peace with his maker a long time ago. He believes more in the watch. It's his sense of being to him, more than any personal ego now. It's always been a fight.
I fought. I lost. Now I rest. You have Castle Black.
In that moment where he hands the cloak to Dolores Head, there's no doubt in his mind that this is the right thing to do, is to leave the Night's Watch. There's no turning back once he kills Ollie.
He's fulfilled his vows. He swore to serve the Night's Watch until his death. He died. He is now releasing those bonds. He wants to go off and seek his fortune in the world.
My watch is ended.
I firmly believe that Jon Snow did die at the end of season 5. This character's something else.
He's more haunted. He's seen what lies after death, which is nothing.
A little bit of bad has entered him, a little bit of evil. I'm back, but something's gone.